Okay, so today I've decided to make another video because it's a new day. And it's Monday, which can be a very hard day for a lot of people, especially at work, whether you are going back to work after the weekend, or in my case, you are not left at home, but you are left at home to look after your son whilst your husband goes to work. And that can be very, very challenging for me because I have a whole week ahead. Now, I have 2 days when I do go to work and I don't have Samuel, but the Monday and the Tuesday, unless I have something planned, can be a real drag. And I do worry sometimes that I don't give enough right stimulation for my son. He's left to play with his toys a lot, and I do take time out to play with him. But it's usually within the 4 walls of our home. In weather like this, which is miserable, you don't want to take him to the park because you're not going to have fun. And without having a car at the moment, it's hard to get to places other than the immediate outside. The other option I have is to go into town, and there is a small play world there where he does enjoy. But I feel a bit silly just walking to town to go there sometimes. I do get other things, but I don't know, I guess my video today is just to kind of share my human experiences of being most of the time stay-at-home mum. And I know that I'm not the only one in this boat. I think you're lying if you say you absolutely adore being at home all the time with your family. You need a change. You need to change in your environment. You need to change in activities. You need to have a change in clothing a lot. Whether it's you because you've been puked on or peed on or whatever, or your child or children because they've done some artistic work which they consider wonderful and we consider a mess. But yeah, one thing I struggle with is to always stimulate Samuel. There are things that he does have that can stimulate him, but I feel he's too young. He doesn't have the coordination. And personally, unless I really want to do it, I won't do it. He does enjoy reading books. I say enjoy reading books. It's rare that he lets me read him a book. We get to about the first or second page, and within a few seconds of looking at it and pointing to several things, he's bored. And he's like, right, I had enough of that. And I'm like, but I was just getting into it. Recently we've been given a Noel McDonald interactive book and a green tractor book, and they both make noises. And that's fun for the first few seconds, and then yes, he kind of gets bored of it. There are other books that he likes. So yeah, I do try and incorporate at least one book, once or twice a day, depending on how I'm feeling. And I do, during Samuel's naps, try to do as much housework as possible. I don't nap in the day, I just go to bed at night, because otherwise nothing would get done in this house, and I'm sure your house would just be a disaster area. So yeah, I just also wanted to share with you what I do love about being a mother, because as much as I have my struggles, as we all do, there is so much joy that comes from being a mother. And that joy is seeing them taking their first steps, which luckily Stefan and I were present for, which was amazing. I was feeling really low of energy and just miserable and grumpy, and then suddenly he's standing up and he just starts walking. It's only about 4 steps, but I was like, oh my giddy aunt, oh my god, did that just happen? And I just had this sudden surge of emotion and energy and excitement, and I couldn't believe it. I really know what it means when people say one day he'll just get up and start walking, and I'm like, yeah, whatever, that, and you believe but you don't believe, because everybody's different and everyone's experiences are different. But no, in my case it actually happened like that. I can't remember what day it was. I think it might have been a Friday. I did text my 3 closest friends in excitement. I text them about most of his milestones just because I enjoy sharing them. They're all close to him, not always in distance, but in terms of a relationship. So that was really lovely. But yeah, milestones, obviously you're there for them, but also just being there to comfort them, whether it's they fall over and this time they actually did hurt themselves, and then have a cuddle or whatever with you, and then they're okay again, like it never happened. And I admire babies or young children, that when they do fall down, the majority of the time they get back up again, and it's as though it never happened. And as an adult, I find that harder. Not too hard, but like sorry, I'm shaking it again. I haven't put it on the arm because I just thought to do it just now. And I thought, oh, I won't do too much animation. This is me we're talking about. I can't not use my hands like this. But what was I talking about? Samuel, something to do with Samuel. It's just gone right out of my head. Milestones, walking, comforting, yes, and them getting up again. So when I first failed my driving test, I was pretty devastated because I was determined to pass it before I gave birth. That didn't happen, and I got quite a few minors and 2 majors. But anyway, it's in the past now, it doesn't matter. But I failed 3 times. 3 times. I looked like a 4. 3 times. And every time I was like, right, okay, and I learnt something new every time. It wasn't just I didn't repeat the same mistakes. I mean, the only kind of mistakes I did kind of keep repeating was not being calm enough. I let the reality of the test get into my head, and that distracted me. I got shaky leg syndrome, which actually is a real thing. I've had it 3 times. No, 4 times, because it's the 4th time I passed, and I still had shaky leg. I just managed to control it. But yeah, so every time I failed, I did get up again. And when I have failings visible to people, as well as personal failings, I do know better than just move. I mean, I have my moment of and frustration, and I want to punch myself, and I do metaphorically, but I do get up again. But I've just noticed, and it's wonderful to see that he does get up again. So I've been looking at myself. He does get up again, and it's as though it never happened, and he just keeps moving forward. Not all the time, but sometimes. Well, the majority of the time. So yeah, that's another thing I really enjoy watching. Also, I'm a big supporter in letting them play by themselves, because at the end of the day, my attention span isn't exactly that big. Nor is his, which is why he obviously goes between toys. But I have a burst of energy, and I can give my all to him in that time, and we have fun doing whatever, whether it's shapes or whether it's Noah's Ark, reading, or just playing peekaboo, or whatever. I'm doing it again, or whatever, and it's really fun. But then I also strongly believe that he needs to learn that I don't always need to play with him, that he can play by himself, and I'm getting better at that, and not feeling as guilty. I've just got a text. And just being there, just watching him. I love observing him. I love being there and observing him, and just seeing how far he's coming, and just seeing what he's able to do now, as he's cognitively developing, and it's just it's wonderful to see. Um, and there's things that sometimes he just suddenly does. I'm like, wait, oh, you can do that now. He does a lot of clapping at the moment, which is quite funny and cute. And he likes to kiss. He goes, and yeah, he's like, and yeah, he's just a lovely boy most of the time. No one ever says their child is 100% fantastic. Well, there is one person, but that will people will be like, oh, Bethany, but it's true. Christ was perfect, so her father can say that. But yeah, I just wanted to share that, and I don't want to make this video too long, so I will stop it in a minute. But literally, so I'll stop at 12 minutes. Stop looking at myself. But yeah, I just kind of, I guess, as those mothers out there, or if you're a carer or you're a nursery leader, as in like a nurseries outside of church, what do you enjoy most about when you're at home with your children? And what do you find hard? Maybe getting down to their level, or maybe in my case, finding different things to do, and not being afraid to repeat every so often. To be honest, he has a rotation of lunch and fillings in the sandwiches. It goes from cheese to jam to peanut butter to cheese to jam to peanut butter, or however. That's what he usually always has. But anyway, I'm going to end it now because videos I personally think shouldn't be too long. I hope you've enjoyed watching me. I hope you've enjoyed listening to me, and I hope that we can have some more things in common. So let me know, and I will see you guys soon. And these will keep coming because I'm sorry, but you can't get enough of me, can you? Bye.